Mental Health Time, week 32. I'm doing away with the sticky notes that we all know and love because too much happened this week. And for the past month, I've been using a note app on my phone and just transferring it over onto a sticky note when it comes time to record this. I can't do that this week without it being front and back and a jumbled mess. And I don't have the patience to have multiple sticky notes throughout here. So instead of staring at a sticky note, from now on, I'm staring at my phone. So have fun with that little update on this whole operation. Work was good. It was pretty busy up until Friday. Like, for some reason, Friday was like slow. And normally, when that happens, next week is always like super busy. So I'm kind of mentally preparing myself for that. And I don't know, at some point, I need to start utilizing like the 5 or 10 minutes that, throughout the day that it is just sort of like dull or like dead space. And I need to clean out cabinets by my desk because I don't know what's in them. There could be dead bodies in there. I have no idea. I've never looked in them. Like the first week, I just went right to my desk and I just looked in all the drawers like, what is this? What do I need? What can I get rid of? Because I like to simplify things and just have less shit at my desk. Because, one, I don't like having to search for stuff because that's annoying. And two, the less I have at my desk, the more I have to like get up and get stuff, which means I know exactly where they are, and I also get up off my butt because desk jobs are incredibly sedentary, and it just, your mind and your body just like goes, bleh. It just sort of just zaps you of all your energy. I don't know why desk jobs do that, but they do, and it's kind of annoying. But work was pretty good. So I had like 5 shoots planned this week because I'm crazy, but we all knew that. But 2 of the shoots are being rescheduled, and they're both people are serial reschedulers. The first one is actually like apparently like wants to reschedule. We've been trying to get together for like probably like a year at this point, if not more than a year. And he's up in Baltimore, and I really don't like until I have a car and it's like less of a hassle to travel. If it's not paid or like a really awesome concept or it's going to be like in an exhibition or whatever, I don't have the energy to go all the way up there. So we found a way to like just meet in the middle, and for like a couple weeks, like he knew that's what we were working on, that's where we were shooting. And all of a sudden, like 4 days before we have to shoot, oh, that location doesn't work, but I can shoot locally in Baltimore. And it's like, I've already explained, that is not possible for me. That's not going to happen. And I gave you all this time to do this, and I gave you like the information that you needed to know. Why are you just now doing this? So it's like, a shoot may or may not arise from this. At this point, I'm starting not to care anymore, because I don't know. I can't put my energy into stuff that like keeps getting put to the back burner. So his stuff is now on the back burner, which is not a bitchy, thing. It's just my term that I have. Like my inbox has like happy little just clever messages like back burner, like completed. I know that it's not really clever. I think it's clever. At least the back burner one is kind of fun. But that's just my way of saying something's not happening right now in the next couple months, so it needs to go back. It needs to not be in the forefront. It can't be in the main focus right now, because if we're not shooting for a while, it's not going to happen, in the next week. And most of it's like for photographers that are like out of state or out of the country, and we want to shoot at some point, but it's all a matter of if they're coming to me or I'm coming to them. We have to find a way so that we're both in the same area and our schedules match up. So that's always the tricky thing. But there's that. The other serial rescheduler, now, I can't remember if I've given the full story. I believe I did. But this is the one that like the day of our shoot, which was like on a work day for me, within like 3 hours or like in a couple hours, just all of a sudden like, oh, I am called away to New York for work and oh, I can't shoot. And it's like, really? Couldn't you have told me last night so I wouldn't have had to like, I wouldn't have done my nails and like I wouldn't bring like my makeup bag with me and like my hair stuff with me because I don't do my hair for work. It's either down in a ponytail or in a bun. And I don't put any makeup on at work because I don't care. I'm not impressing anybody. It's a freaking law firm. Who cares if you're like super duper like glossy and gussied up? No one cares. Especially with my job because I don't interact with the clients. So this is the same person, and initially he was so happy about like just excited like he wants to work with me and oh this would be awesome, this would be great shoots, this is totally your style, blah blah blah. Just recently just absolutely zero responses. So he'll say like, oh, Wednesday, Friday, like I can shoot either of those days, and it's like, okay, when is good for you? Like, okay, what time? I hear nothing. So I scheduled 2 shoots on Wednesday because they actually get back to me and they respond to me and they can, finalize booking the shoot. So I'm like, okay, Friday, can you shoot Friday? Let me know. And one of the response, like literally like the only response I got was type your reply here, dot dot dot, which was a snarky ass response because I know for a fact they don't have that as like the message, like when you go in to type your message, that doesn't display. So he typed that. That's a dick move if I've ever seen one. So I'm done at this point. I really don't care. And honestly, I'm doubting that he actually has the clothes, because I'm getting clothes out of this. This is literally all I'm getting out of this. And basically the only reason I care at this point. But he's wanting to like unload like wardrobe that he has left because he's apparently moving to New York. So I honestly just doubt it. I think he's just contacting and responding to models for the sake of responding and for the sake of just like promoting himself, which is just, it's not good promotion because you see that mess and you're just like, ugh, this guy again. How much time will be wasted this day? So there's that. That's always annoying. But I did have 3 shoots and they went awesome. I had a shoot Tuesday and I've worked with a photographer before. We just had grand old time. It was awesome. And I've gotten more talkative at shoots, which is good because I'm normally super quiet. So now I'm being more talkative, but I'm still into shush mode when it actually comes time to shoot, which for some reason photographers get kind of weirded out. They're just like, oh, you're so quiet. And it's just like, you're shooting. You're currently taking pictures of me. I don't want to have, there's a good photo and then like the next 5 photos, especially if it's a photographer that's like they work really quickly. I don't want to have like a bunch of photos where the body is good, like the pose is good, but my face is all like I don't want to have crazy monster face. So I'm getting better at being talkative and being more like bubbly, but I'm still into shush mode. And that's just kind of my thing. It's my style. It's how I like to work. And Wednesday I had 2 shoots. One was with Rodney. I shot with him again. And every time we shoot, we always have like one outfit that, in my mind, winds up making me look like a sexy dictator. And it's mostly the hat. There are like awesome hats. And I have a thing with hats. I really love them. So we shot with like this really cool hat. I'm like, I look like a badass. This is good. So that was fun. And I shot with a new photographer after that on Wednesday. And I made friends with his kitty cat. His cat, a kitty cat, so cute. And he just like jumped on the chair at one point and just like started nuzzling my shoulder. Just like literally bumping his head like cats do sometimes. And it's like, hello? May I help you? Hello, Cuddlebug. So that was just full of awesomeness. And I also got an email like to be put on the model list for like 2 events coming up, and they were forwarded, like my information was forwarded to them by Imagine Artwear, which is one of the boutiques that I did the cold emails, like what, a month ago. So cold emails, they pay off sometimes. So something might result from that. So that's always fun. And Friday, I worked for 20 hours through this week, and I had 3 shoots. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna have a long lunch. I'm just gonna relax. So I went to Rio, which is this great Mexican restaurant. I had tacos, and I had this awesome coconut flan, which is so delicious. I love custard, but I love flan. I just think it's the best thing to ever happen to the culinary world. It is so good. And I ran a couple errands, and I got my shoe babies back. So they're fixed. They're beautiful. They look awesome. I don't have to worry about like the soles being all messed up or it coming apart at the seams, and the heels are good again. And there was even like a scuff that was really noticeable because it was like shiny, and then that scuff was like not shiny at all. He actually made it less noticeable, so yay! And I'm never wearing them ever again because that's what I do. i for me, it's like I'd like to wear out my stuff, like my wardrobe, my accessories, my shoes. I just wear them out until they're like threadbare, falling apart in a million pieces, and I either find a replacement, so I find something that looks just like it or similar to it, or I just have to let it go into shoe heaven or wardrobe heaven and just let it on its merry way. So that happened, and had mommy's dinner on Saturday because we were celebrating Mother's Day, because you don't want to celebrate it on Sunday when it actually is, because everything's busy and everything's crazy. Why would you ever submit yourself to that? So we went Saturday, we went to Sushiko, which was so good, so delicious. And I got my mom a Mary Poppins like knick-knack, and she loved it, which is good, because I love Mary Poppins. So I'm just kind of like, I hope she likes Mary Poppins. Pretty much anything Disney related, it's sort of like a safe bet with my family, because we all love Disney. So anything Disney related, it's always like a sure thing. So she liked it, so luckily that panned out well, like mother, like daughter. We both love Mary Poppins and Julie Andrews in general. And my sister got her a grandmother bracelet, and it's like a pearl bracelet, and some of the pearls are like birthstone colors. So it's hers, it's my sister's, it's me, and it's like my nephew's, and you can add more to it, as there are more children and grandbabies, and it's a grandmother bracelet, and she loved it. And of course we asked my nephew, like, oh, are you gonna have kids so you can add to the bracelet? He's like, yes, I'm gonna have 1,000,000 babies with my girlfriend, and I'm gonna change all the poopy diapers, and she'll change the poopy diapers too. And it's just so cute, because he's had like his little sweetheart for like about a year now, and it's just so funny because he's like about to turn 5, and he just had his sweetheart, and they both want to get married. It's so cute. It is adorable. It is the sweetest thing. I just think it's so amazing, and he is so talkative and so inquisitive. Like I get indentations on my skin really easily and marks on my skin really easily. So I was leaning onto the mat, and it created little like edges, and he's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just have like really soft skin, so like I get marks really easily." And like, yours doesn't, because your skin's more tough. And he's like, "Does it come off?" And I'm like, "No, the skin doesn't come off unless you have a flesh-eating bacteria." So then he's like, "What's bacteria?" And I started explaining science to him, like, well, there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. And he also noticed I had like my super awesome like skeleton shoes on, and of course like my jeans covered most of it, so he thought they were zebra shoes, and I'm like, how do I explain that it's a skeleton? Like, I think it'd be like he'd be really interested in that, and he would find it really cool. He'd be like, oh, awesome. But it was at dinner, so it's kind of like, how do I explain that they're not zebra shoes, but they're like a skeleton foot? How do I explain that? And he got me Scooby-Doo sticker, because he had his little reading, like, coloring book with him that had stickers on it, because coloring books have stickers. Just every single one have stickers nowadays. So, and I have Scooby Doo on my happy little phone, which is awesome. And let's see what else was interesting. Blah blah blah. Oh, my mom, went to stay with her boyfriend that night. So I used that to get some photos because I have to send photos to a photographer, not a photographer, an artist up in New York. So we're like collaborating on a project. So that'll be fun. So I did that, and I decided I'm already setting it up because I don't have a setup here. So I have to literally like just move shit around and then move it back afterwards. So I'm like, I might as well do the dry run for the blacklight shoot. And I'm doing a dry run because I want to have all out like crazy, black light, glow sticks, funky lighting everywhere. So I need to do a dry run so I know everything's good. And I actually got some usable shots, but I definitely need to have a better setup and a better camera that can handle it because a lot of the shots like barely came out. It was difficult and annoying. And one of the glow sticks malfunctioned and it just would not just like light up, and it wound up breaking and squirting me in the face. So I'm okay, I'm good, but it was annoying and it made me very unhappy and it smelled horrible. So there was that. So I'm gonna definitely hold off on that so I get really awesome shots, but luckily I still got some interesting photos out of it. And that was pretty much it. And I'm exhausted. It's like in the morning, and I literally did an all-nighter on this because I was getting the shoots, getting the photos for the artist. I keep saying photographer when I want to say artist. I don't know, force of habit, and doing the blacklight shoot. So I'm gonna make some oatmeal and I'm gonna sleep because when I pull all-nighters, I tend to make food and then I wind up falling asleep. Hence the, sleeping shirt because I just had a shower, so I'm just I'm I'm sleepy. I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna make food and then not eat it and then wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't want this food anymore. So I'm gonna do that. So I will see you guys next time.